Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ASSCA, and we are here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the new version, for what will be our penultimate race of the season. We will find out who will be the Sweet Six, I guess you could say, to make the finale. But, of course, they have to get through this race right here. A couple things we should talk about very, very quickly. Well, it's no secret who this is, and if you don't know, just look at the car. H is here, and he is with Team CyberZ for the rest of the season in this H car. He will be scored as the 08. I don't know where an O or an 8 come out of that letter, but you know what? It's fine. We won't look at it very much. H is here. I hear crashing sounds. Oh no, get away from that. They're still wrecking. Oh. Get away from that. But yeah, anyway, H will be in the next two races to finish out the season. Team CyberZ potentially expanding to 2 cars next season. I'm not really sure why they fielded a second car, maybe just for fun, maybe to help the one car out. We'll find out when that time comes. But here's another car that I'd like to talk about. This is Mr. Penis. He's a cat. We're hearing that Big Sloppa is a huge fan of this guy, and he's actually the one that's kind of endorsed him in to racing. So how about that? That's pretty cool. In my car today, Che plus Gord, I don't know if we'll ever see them again. That was a terrible performance they put on last week. There is one more car. There it is. Yo DeLay-He-Who is back in the 12. You might remember him from Daytona. You probably don't, actually. You probably don't remember him at all. He tried to make Daytona and he didn't. Yeah, that's it. He's in the field. What about everybody else in the field? What happened last week? Let's get into the injury report. It was a disaster at Kansas for the playoff drivers here today. Well, it will be a disaster for them today, actually, because a lot of them are driving with some injuries here. To start out, Small, Medium, Fat, and Empty Pockets were collected in a huge wreck where they both were kind of catapulted into the air. Small, Medium, Fat was diagnosed with Unfortunate Chris because it was a pretty big hit, and it was pretty unfortunate as well. And Empty Pockets, he's confused. He hit the wall very hard, hit the roof very hard, he hit everything very hard pretty much in his flip. He is very confused about driving, so we don't know if he's going to actually perform or not. We'll find out later today, I guess. And then a bit later, Michael Wave was in a big wreck, and he was diagnosed with Massive Chris. He said that he's alright though, so we'll see how that goes. Then another disaster accident unfolded, and in fact, this is where the rest of the injuries came from. Ross Chastain was turned, trying to avoid a wreck. He kind of cleared himself in front of Buster Guts, and he hit the standalone tree, which has now been named Gerald, right in the rear. The rear of the car first, almost to a complete stop. He's been diagnosed with rear-ended Chris. I don't even know what this means, but it's very tragic, so we're gonna hope that he's alright. Then Chippy Ahoy, he's a little bit crumpled up, but he said he's also going to be alright. He said that it did hurt, however, which I said to him after. I said, why wouldn't it hurt? And then he said, I don't know. So I don't know what that was about. Aggressive was diagnosed with oof. That's pretty much the sound you make watching that accident. Oof. He'll be getting out of the car after the first yellow, and filling in for him in the 28 car is going to be none other than Sneakers O'Toole. You might know who that is, you might not, but he's not taking his sneakers off. He's going to be driving with those sneakers. Maybe it'll enhance the gas pedal, hard to say. And then this car's not even going to be racing this week, but Pip Puddlequack, it's worth saying, he's splashed up. I think splash is an equivalent to the F word in this situation with his language, because he does kind of, censor himself for the kids. I think splashed means, that word. he's out a week. So is this list going to get shorter? Is it going to get longer? Is it going to stay the same? Is it going to be empty? I doubt that, but we'll see very, very soon. We're back on the racetrack. Dick Shipfart's in the field. Justin Tallgeier's back in the mix. Somebody that's not in the race, I should mention, Secret Agent Randy Beans is not on the roster today. He will not be racing. There's somebody I would like to find, but I don't think I'll find them. Oh, there he is. So this is Matt. Yeah. So, yeah. Without further ado, now that we have gotten all that gobbledygook out of the way, let's head over to our completely unsponsored this time, unfortunately, starting grid. On pole today, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Actually, all three Earnhardt Enterprise cars are the top three. How about that? Showing up. Somebody we haven't seen in a while, Jeffrey Earnhardt, lines up next to him. How about that? It's good to see him back. Hopefully we see him a bit more next season. He didn't specify if this will be his last start or not this season, but we do hope that he comes back regardless. Somebody that will be having their last start of the season, though, is the 88 of Dick Shipfart. You know, he's been on pretty much on the plate tracks. I believe he was also in the Miami race, if I'm not mistaken. He hasn't done terrible. You know, the TOECAR Cup Series is a huge step from where he usually used to be. Remember, he used to run in this series full-time until that bus accident, so this is a very familiar territory for him. We'll see what he can do in a pretty good car, and right next to him is usually the best car in the field, but this time not going for the championship because the driver might have fallen off. It is Buster Guts. Trying to keep the starting grid shorter, two playoff drivers, Michael Wave and Corey Crime, make row 3. Big Earn in the 74. Great qualifying effort there, and aggressive in the 28. Remember, he'll be getting out after the first pit stop. Sneakers O'Toole will be getting in the car. I don't know how that will go, but we'll find out. Klottenheimer seems to know what they're doing, so we'll find out. Then we've got Ross Chastain and Masturbation. I don't know how Ross Chastain is still racing today. He did say that it is going to be a little bit challenging. You know, he said it's going to be a difficult task, and it's going to probably be painful, but he said that next week he will feel 100%, so he would rather have the fate be in his own hands than in another driver's, and, you know, I kind of understand that, so, you know, I won't stand in the way of that. The row behind, Gwendy 444 the fourth, and Small Medium Fat. Small Medium Fat right now is last of the playoff drivers in the hunt for that final race. Remember, it is the top 6 drivers in points after this race of the playoff drivers. And Small Medium Fat is not in that group. However, the 3 cars that are completely surrounding him right now, the 65, 1, and 76 are, which brings me to the row behind of CyberZed, who is probably the best driver all season, and Melanoma. Even though he has the most wins, he did not get the regular season championship, mainly because he missed the race that would conclude the regular season of Avis. But, you know, Melanoma still got a lot to show, in my opinion, because Big Earn outqualified him. Can Melanoma make up the ground? I think he can. We'll find out very soon. Leland Funnyman and Franklin Fenway Jefferson Washington III make up this row. I don't know what to say, right? They've just been here, right? Leland Funnyman won Monza. That's a huge accomplishment, but the 20's just been there. I don't really know what to say. So we're gonna move on. The next row, there's H in the apparently 08, if you can make that out. I don't see it, but you know, who knows. And the 76, the 56 of I'm Afraid You Might Be in a Gang, who a lot of people thought were injured after, you know, catapulting into the grandstand, but he's all right. He's actually perfectly fine. The fans are not. Nia Newman and Dr. Shrimp Puerto Rico, some teammates here on this row. Dr. Shrimp Puerto Rico is right in the mix of the, right on the bubble of the points when it comes to this final race. He needs a good run. He needs a really good run today. And I forgot to mention the 76, and I believe it is the 2, which is the row behind. They are pretty much locked in as long as they can finish in the 30s, so just thought you should know that. There's the 2 that I was literally just talking about, and there's the 41, Chippy Ahoy, who was in a big wreck with Aggressive. Yet again, if this was a regular race, he probably would have gotten out of the car this week, but he insisted to stay in it. Cool, I guess. Empty pockets in the 55. I don't even know if he knows where he is, to be honest. Just glad he's here. And there's the 97 of Semi-Can Standard Bits. Aaron Pressure in the 75. A little bit mad that Aiden Clot took over the 100 car in the Cup Series for Harold. Was hoping it would be him. So, he's going to try and prove himself here today. Can he do it? I don't know. Aunt Tim's next to him, though. He's a playoff driver. He's actually the lowest qualified playoff driver here today. Riley Gerber in the 15 and Cup of Joe in the 78. Remember, use code ASSCA at W Energy's online store. I still haven't made that pitch yet to them to update the paint scheme to say code ASSCA. Maybe next season. We'll never know. There's last week's winner, SpongeBob, in the 4 car, and lining up right beside him is Mr. Penis in the 31, a student, I guess, of Big Sloppa. You know, maybe they'll have some sort of alliance, I don't know. We'll find out, but Che plus Gord did terrible last week, so they're never coming back. I'm never calling them back again. The 44 and 39, I don't know what to say. They're just here. Yeah. Are they going to do good? I don't know. Are they going to do bad? I don't know. But they're starting pretty far back, so I'm going to say yes, maybe. But we'll find out later today. And the 38 of Stacy and the 77 of Justin Tallgeier. Once again, you know, the 77 did all right last week, I guess. There's still a lot of work to go with this entire back half of the field, actually. And, yeah. Happy World Peace and Denise Fat make the row behind. Yeah. Happy World Peace said that he's gonna, what did he say? It was something along the line of he was going to take everybody to the Poop Festival. I don't know where that is, but maybe we're all going on a field trip next week. I don't know. It's an off week next week, by the way. Xbox 360 and Mick and Rorty are in the row behind. The Demon of Oil did a good job in the 01 at Avis, but wasn't enough to do anything noteworthy. So Mick and Rorty are back, and we'll see how that goes. Matt is behind them with Yo DeLay in the 12 car. That's a nice looking car. Why hasn't that thing been around more often? I don't know. Why? It's a nice looking car. And then rounding up the field, the 68 of Ricky Tiggy Bobby Wobbin and the 33 of Lawful Allen. Not a lot to say again. So I'm going to move on because it is awkward. Let's get down to this guy, whatever his name is, I don't remember, to start it.
Drivers, start your engines!
That sounded like a female voice, but it's fine. Because, yeah, we don't discriminate here. They're rolling now. We'll see how this goes. Lurkus has been telling me that the top 3 hope to work together to stay at the front. I don't know how true that will be. We'll find out how true that will be. That's the helicopter cam. That's awful. The truth shall set you free, as they once said. Remember, Sneakers O'Toole is going to get in the 28 after the first yellow. And, yeah, we are going green, and they pass the line, and there they go, and they're accelerating, and they're moving places, and yeah. The question is, how well does it go now? The Bernhardt car is hoping to work together here. Dick Shipfart's not going to have any of that, though. To the inside, 3 goddamn wide. Oh, we're looking at 4. Oh no. Double wide, pretty much all the way back. We might get a lap under green. We're going to get a lap under green. How about those nuggets? I don't know. Michael Waves left out to dry pretty much here, but Big Earn's now into the middle, so that's going to give him some draft. Oh, Big Earn to the top, actually. The whole field is still rolling somehow. Isn't that fun? That's a new one. We haven't had that in a while. The 8 car of Dale Bernhardt Jr. now in the mix. Well, not anymore. How about H? H up here in the H car, or 08. That is not an 08. I don't know where they said that an 08 was mentioned on this car. Maybe it's in white text, and it's just on the car somewhere. So they could technically say that they had a car, or a number, or yeah. Cyber Z to the lead, goddamn. And H, his teammate, to follow. Oh, Gwendy for the fourth into the wall. There they go. Oh, no. Oh, it's tragedy. Oh, it's actually not that bad. It's the somewhat big one. It's the medium one. They're racing back. And Dick Shitfart is in the lead of this goddamn 65 lap race. That is now probably going to be 63 laps as he takes the yellow flag. Oh, what the hell just happened, bruh? What the hell, Yana? Taking a look at the 65 of Gwendy 444 the fourth, and she just gets squoze into the wall, and then a bunch of people get collected and stuff. 22 gets a bit of a ride. We'll look at him next, and then probably go back green, because that's really all that happens here. And then, yeah, something along those lines. Taking a look at masturbation in the 22 with the same camera angle, because we are cheap bastards. And, he just gets lifted up there by his teammate, actually, in that crash. Everybody's still on the gas. You're trying to get on the brake because you can see it, and nobody else is lifting. That's what happens. Yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. It's a small one. I think we go back green. Yeah. Welcome back to Atlanta, where it is lap 8 of 65. I wish there were 2 more laps, because you know what that would be. Sorry, I'm just going to kill myself now after that. Sneakers O'Toole has entered the 28 car now for aggressive. This guy's not taking his sneakers off. Will his sneakers help his gas pedal knowledge? I don't know. Maybe his brake pedal knowledge as well. Matt has an issue up here. What the girt's going on there? Oh, maybe he's just pulling down there for fun. I don't know. Oh, they're doubling up. That's why. Oh no, he's just got an issue. So Matt with an issue. Is there anybody on pit road? There is nobody on pit road. Not a soul. So when in the devil did the 2 car take the lead? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. There's nobody on pit road. So where'd the 88 go? Oh damn. We must have had pit stops. I don't know. Our graphics guy forgot to put the H number into the ticker, so I had to do that myself again. But we're green, and they're going again, on the road again, something like that. Dr. Shrimp Puerto Rico to the lead. Holy Gert, what is going on? How about that? Now you might be thinking, why didn't Clodenheimer put Uncle Boobs into the car? Because he has experience. I don't know. I guess Sneakers O'Toole is somebody that they're looking at maybe for the future. Why not Aiden Clot? I don't know. Another good question to ask. Hard to say why it was Sneakers O'Toole that they went with. But regardless, that does not matter, as we are now on lap, I believe, 10, maybe 9, I'm not sure. And Matt's coming back out, Kevin LePaging the field! Oh, he did! Oh, no! Sneakers O'Toole! He's not taking his sneakers off! Ay, ay, ay. Who the hell came back with the lead? The 97? It's telling me the 8. Is the 8 even in that group? Oh, he is, yeah. Wow. What the hell was that? Damn. They're all coming down to pit, I guess, for something, maybe? We got goddamn pit stops. Oh, Lord. Weird that they'd be pitting again. if they did just pit. But we'll find out what this is all about, and then we'll look at whatever the hell happened. I hear crashing noises, but there's nobody actually crashing. They're all doing fuel stop and goes. Maybe there's a fuel thing. Maybe it's. I don't think we can actually make the whole. Yeah, you can't make the whole race on gas. So that was weird. Let's see what happened. Taking a look at Matt, who just Kevin LePages the field right in front of Xbox 360, who then just turns him hard into Stacy, Buster Guts, and others. And then Sneakers O'Toole just gets launched off of another car. I believe it was the 36. And then they just kind of plow each other through the banking here. Very weird. Interesting. Taking a look at Sneakers O'Toole, who doesn't take his sneakers off, but they probably fell off in this crash. Just gets squished there by Xbox 360 and CyberZ and goes tumbling down the track, upside down. And that's probably the end of his day. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, tough outing here for Sneakers O'Toole. Let's go back green. Hallelujah. Welcome back to Atlanta. It is lap 14 of 65. And Sneakers O'Toole is actually back on the racetrack after that, so what do I know? But I'm hearing from Lurkus that the sneakers have damage. And that could actually impact Sneakers O'Toole's performance. Sneakers O'Toole probably already out of contention anyway because the car literally flipped over a couple times, but just a thought there that his sneakers are damaged, so Sneakers O'Toole basically now just somewhat Sneakers O'Toole. But nonetheless, everybody pitted again for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe there was a fuel thing where they knew that they'd make it from this point on forward. But nonetheless, the 97 of Simican Standard Bits and Chippy Ahoy in the 41 lead them back, and Chippy Ahoy shoots out of a canyon and is going to lead them back. It's the green flag, and they're moving. How about Mr. Penis in the 31 doing way better than Che plus Gord did? I'm never calling them again. They were so bad. I guess that's what happens when you call somebody on a public bus ad. Technically, it wasn't an ad, they were just scribbled on the wall, but Che plus Gord did not do very good last week, and I'm never calling them again. If anybody else wants to call them, go ahead. Go ahead and cancel me, I don't care. And oh, they're getting canceled back there. Oh, Lord. This one could be a little bit worse. Cup of Joe's up and over, doing tricks on it for free, no down payments. And once again, it is a very fast-paced yellow. And SpongeBob going to take the lead, and there goes Mr. Penis. And Michael Wave, and Big Earn, and Franklin Femway, and some other people as well. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate, Chris. Oh, SpongeBob's wrecked. Oh, he might be done. Oh, he might be done. Let's see what the hell just happened. Let's look at a different angle for the first time today. And, yeah, just Cup of Joe kind of pushed a little bit too aggressively with empty pockets. The flip, actually, like the hit that initiated the flip wasn't that bad. Now, in the same take, we're going to get to SpongeBob here. Who's going to get turned and hit the wall? Oh, no, SpongeBob. His day's over. He's not driving that away. His season could also be over with that. Last week's winner, out. Taking a look at the 31 of Mr. Penis, who was doing pretty good. The cat was doing all right. It's just turned there, and some other cars get collected, as we saw earlier. You know, for SpongeBob, though, I thought it was a worse hit into the wall. I thought it was that blue wall that we saw. That could have been fatal. We still don't really know his condition right now, but it's definitely better than if it were to be that other wall he would have hit. Let's go back green because we're about a third. We're actually a third through this already. You know what they say? Time flies by when I don't know something's happening. Welcome back to Atlanta, Georgia, Motor Speedway, where Error 404 driver not found is the leader. It is actually, I'm hearing from Lurkus that it is the tires. The tires actually have a lot of wear on them. I believe we're using the TOECAR InstaWear tires here, which could be a factor of why they're pitting every time. They have a lot of tires anyway, so why not use them, right? Can't take them anywhere else, so might as well use them now. So, yeah. It turns out that that plastic under me was actually a case of water from the booth that TOECAR was at last time out. So I'm gonna drink a water in honor of Matt, I guess, for that yellow. I don't know. Ooh, you can taste the aging on it. Anyway, there's a lot here. Damn, none of them drank any damn water. They better be hydrated up because they're coming back in. They're actually flying in here later tonight. So hopefully they can figure that out. What we got to figure out, though, is who's going to win this damn race. And right now, Chippy Ahoy is right now, in my opinion, the only car that I really see up here contending every single restart. And once again, shoots out of a goddamn canyon and is in the lead. You know, the InstaWear tire, right, it's not going to necessarily affect speed, but it's going to affect grip, which can cause accidents, right? And they don't want to, have to be struggling with the handling of their car. They want to be, as in control as possible, right? We saw Arrow 44 driver not found kind of sacrifice the handling for the track position, and he's on the outside, which is probably the lane you want to be in if you're not using these tires, or like if you're not on a new set of tires. So he's setting himself up for the long run, I feel, to like see if a long run does happen, right? What's my car gonna do? This pack right here is actually pretty fair sized. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a good few laps out of this. Definitely not green the whole way because, come on, let's be realistic. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing right now out of this group. Dick Shipfart, you see there in the middle? Let's get off of Chippy Ahoy. He's falling back. Justin Tallguy into the lead. How about Franklin Fenway, Jefferson Washington III? I need a better name for him. To be shorter! Oh, Big Earn was just turned! Oh, and they're just wadding it up on the front straightaway. Playoff drivers collected, and Riley Gerber just got absolutely drilled. And once again, literally everybody from this crash is driving away. Somebody that did not drive away from anything, though, I will say, is SpongeBob. Uh, let's keep him in mind. Let's take a look at I don't know, what just happened. Oh wait, what the hell? Hold on. Small, medium, fat with an engine issue. He could definitely be out of the playoffs. Championship implications. So let's take a look at Big Earn in this crash, and let's actually use a different angle. Let's use this one. Oh, so he was on the outside of Franklin Fenway, Jefferson Washington, you know the rest. And he basically cleared himself. So nothing of Big Earn's fault. There's Mason coming through. Once again, oh, my car not doing good. Been a rough year for that car. There's H. Let's take a look at that again. Let's be cheap again and use the same camera. Yeah, he just, wow, what a save by the 77, by the way. And then everybody else just dies back there. Not literally, but figuratively, as their race is unfolding in front of our eyes. There's the 44 who was leading coming to the restart, by the way, involved. Damn. maybe we are cheap because we are now using the same camera for a fourth straight replay. This is Riley Gerbert, who is going to end up getting absolutely drilled here by somebody. Oh, it's Chippy Ahoy. But he keeps going. Like, this is insane. There's not a whole lot else to look at with this accident, but once again, playoff drivers involved. Small medium fat is has an engine issue. He's out of the race, out of the playoffs actually with that. But what a shame because he was doing pretty good all season until this one. Actually, until last week as well. Let's go back green once again. Hallelujah. Welcome back to Atlanta, where we are going to switch back to the camera that we've been using pretty much this entire time. Amber's leading, Corey Crime in second. Now, somebody I'd like to talk about if they're still on the racing surface. They're not. Okay. CyberZed is out of the race. That's huge because this guy has not DNF'd all season long. First DNF of the season, and it will ultimately cost him the championship and the playoff spot. CyberZed, the regular season champion and probably the best driver all year, will not be going for the title. You know what? We're going to have to start eating poop in frustration. But as it was said, Happy World Peace is taking us to the Poop Festival. I don't know where the hell that is. I don't even know when that is. He just told us that we're going there. Could be next week. Could be a year from now. I don't know. But he has plans for it, and I'm excited. I don't know. Apparently it's bring your own poop as well. So I don't know how that will go. Now enough about poop. It is the green flag is back out. Corey Crime's leading, and we're running out of cars very quickly, as it is very evident by the size of the field, because now we are probably about half the cars. Sneakers O'Toole is still on the racetrack. Get that damn thing off the road. What it... No. No, 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 no. What is that? Oh my god, that 12 car has no hood and is still in the mix. What are we doing? Oh, and he just turned the 8. Oh. It's the uh-oh one. And the 87 of Michael Wave is yet again in an accident. Happy World Peace. I was just talking about him taking us to the Poop Festival at some point. They're racing back. They're probably going to wreck again, actually, here. No, they're not, actually. How about that? That is pretty, awesome, epic, awesome sauce or something. Mick and Rorty's leading the race. What the hell is happening to the field? Son. Oh, watch out for Big Earn. Oh. They're fine. They can figure it out. Taking a look at the 8 who got turned by the 12 into the 38 and 71, and it just kind of collected literally everybody else. This is a one replay of the race. I'm not looking at this again because it's kind of not worth it. I don't know how these guys ended up racing back to the line, but we're going back green again because we're about halfway, and there's still a little bit to go, and this is gonna get ugly. I can feel it, but we'll find out. Let's go back green. This guy's goddamn dying. Son, I'm crying. I don't shower with sham piss, I shower with sham shit. In fact, I don't even shower a little bit. Oh, that was on the air. Welcome back to Atlanta, where we are pretty much, actually, we're well over halfway, actually, sorry. We're over halfway to the destination of the checkered flag, and Mick and Rorty are currently leading the race. Now remember, CyberZed is out of the race, Small Medium Fat is out of the race. Chippy Ahoy and Leland Funnyman are a lap down each. There is a lot of chance that those 4 cars specifically are already ruled out. So, who's still left? I'm happy that you asked. Obviously, you can see the cars up here. right? You've got the 2, you've got the 9, you've got the 11, you've also got the 76, 65. You've also got the 87 of Michael Wave in the mix as well, and I'm assuming Ross Chestpain is still somewhere around. He is. That is who's left. Everyone else is basically ruled out, but Ross Chestpain, he technically has to win or get better than a... Oh, no! Here comes the onrushing field! The onrushing field! The onrushing... Oh! And Aunt Tim's postseason might have just gone up in smoke. Did the yellow actually not come out for that? No, it did. Okay. That could have been tragic. Shout out to the field for missing that, but Detective Blue to Mind Pretzel now leads the race. Corey Crime in second. This will be definitely a one replay of the race. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, damn it. Taking a look at Aunt Tim, who's just looking to be underneath his teammate, and then the 01 just kind of blocks it a little bit. The 9 gets turned by that. The 76 gets a little bit collected, and then Denise Fat doesn't know where to go. Oh. Straight into the back of the 9 car, and that's all she wrote. That's literally all that happened, by the way. Let's go back green because that is Sneakers O'Toole. I don't know why I'm talking about him. Welcome back to Atlanta. Is he actually still in the race? Let's see if we can see down this long-ass line. We won't be able to, so let's see. Oh, he is still in the race. How about that, Sneakers O'Toole? Good to see he's still in the race. But speaking of in the race, drivers that are not in the race, as we've just mentioned a bit ago, CyberZ and Small Medium Fat, two drivers that were very, very underestimated and were looking very promising as well, especially CyberZ, regular season champion, driving for his own team. He is unfortunately out of the race, which in turn means he's out of the playoffs. Regardless of how things play, he's getting 1 point for where he's finishing. He's out. His teammate H is still in though. You see back there. Not anymore, he's gone. Ugh, I can't burp for some reason. Yo. Sorry. We're back. We've been back. Whatever. Lurkus is telling me that CyberZ is currently researching if H's points can be converted to his, which would then, in change, mean that he would swap points. I don't think that's allowed, but, you know, just for the sake of things, let's say it is. H still needs to do a very good job, and right now, you know, he's not doing bad. He's hanging back. You know, he's hanging back. Like, look at this field, for God's sake. Like, look at the middle portion. We don't even need to look at the front at this current moment in time. Look at this. What is happening here? They're 3 wide. This is usually the trouble area, and we made it through safely. That's a rare one. Justin Tallgeier leads. Now Detective Little Mind Pretzel going to take that spot away. And here comes Amber and Jeffrey Bernhardt. And there goes Dick Shitfart, who gets turned. And H is collected with Happy World Peace back up the racing surface. Aunt Tim's involved. Insult to injury for Aunt Tim. Ross Chestpain's in it. Damn. It just gets worse. And these replays are just getting lamer and lamer. Taking a look at H, who's just kind of minding his own business here. And you can see there's the 9 back there, so he's pretty far away from this incident. Now, it's going to happen up here. Dick Shipfart is going to have a moment here where I believe, yeah, the 71 is going to be the culprit for it. Yeah, Aaron Pressure gets into the 71. Melanoma goes spinning down there, and then bam. That's all she wrote. Everybody gets going again. It's not a whole lot to look at. Amber almost got turned, but keeps it going anyway. Let's go back green. We don't have a lot of race left. Welcome back to Atlanta, where I guess it's getting foggy here. Not sure what's going on. As you can see though, the 2 of Detective Bluto Mind Pretzel is leading the race. Justin Tallgeier is in second. Amber's in third. Jeffrey Bernhardt in fourth. Corey Crime in fifth. Now, based on where they will finish right now, I can confirm that Detective Bluto Mind Pretzel and Corey Crime and Michael Wave are almost guaranteed to be locked in the playoffs as long as they stay in a general vicinity of where they currently are. Detective Bluto Mind Pretzel could technically now just retire from the race and still make it. So, yeah. I believe we have 26 or so cars left on the track. I'm not exactly sure. A heartbreaker, though, for Cyber Zed. Something that will be talked about for probably a good amount of time. We rarely see the regular season champion miss out because of something that happens in one race like that. Now, remember, we used to do it the same way TOECAR did at one race, right? But usually the regular season champ is still in the mix. Actually, every single season we've had the regular season champ in the battle for the championship at the final race. They didn't always walk away with the championship, but they usually walked away at least third in points. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this will play out now that technically the greatest driver of the season, based on statistics and sample size, is not going to be in the hunt for the trophy. There's still a trophy to hunt here, though. And let me tell you, I'm afraid you might be in a gang is wanting that trophy bad. Oh my god. Xbox 360 and Ricky Tikki Bobby Wobbin now on the inside there. You see, who is that? That is Riley Gerbert behind them. I don't know how the hell that car's still going. Get that thing off the damn road. Matt is once again in the mix. Oh, and we've got a crash. That doesn't look good. That does not look good. Dick shit fart. Melanoma involved. Oh, that's all that happened? What the hell? Well, let's take a look at what that was. I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you that was. What the hell was that? Oh. Oh. Taking a look at Dick Shipfart. It's 4 wide. It wasn't really gonna work, and then Dick Shipfart just gets squished into a flip. Very interesting. And then that's pretty much all that happens, and then we're going to do it all in one take. Because we are cheap bastards. The 68 of Ricky Tikki Bobby Wobbin, I believe, is going to get some unnecessary help here from Xbox 360 and just get turned, and they all just wreck each other at the front of the field. Oh, and then Aaron Pressure comes through with a big hit there. But everybody gets rolling once again, and we're good. Welcome back to Atlanta, where it is lap 54 of 65. And Amber's leading, Xbox 360 second. I'm afraid you might be in a gang in third. Riley Gerbert fourth. And Detective Bluto Mind Pretzel rounds out the top 5. Lots of cars are missing now from the field. I can completely assure, though, that there are going to be some that are definitely out of the playoffs because they are out of this race and did not have a good race last week either. So, I can basically confirm here that the 2 car will make the playoffs, or the next round of the playoffs, regardless of where he finishes at this point in time. What the hell is happening? Half the field is missing from the starting grid. What are they doing? They're gassing up. They're ready to go. They're starting to. Oh, they're speeding up. Oh no. Oh no. Well, anyway, there's a race to potentially finish. I don't think it will finish under this stint, but we'll find out. The green's back out. I just drank some water, goddamn. And the 39 of Amber is going to be the leader. Out of turn 2, she will. A couple playoff guys, well, playoff drivers working together there, the 2 and the 65. Can Gwendy 444 the fourth win this race? That'd be pretty cool for that team. The 2 car in second. Remember, he was in the lead on the last lap last week before SpongeBob took it and won the race. Is he basically doing that strat, just sitting behind the 39 waiting for the laps to wind down? I would be. They're spreading out here, actually. We're getting some separation in this bit. Matt's in the mix. He's not even in the on the lead lap, but you know, he's up here just to feel the nice breeze of leading a line. We're gonna get away from those 3 cars. We're gonna look at this because this is pretty good. Here comes Dale Bernhardt Jr. back to the into the mix, and Big Earn's still up here in the 74. The 8's gonna get up in front of the 22. He will, and he's gonna go back to the bottom. I think he'd rather have the push from the 74. But while this is happening, they just keep losing ground to these 3 up here that you can see just pulling away. Michael Way falling back in this group. And now the 20 is going to lead it. Happy World Peace is now up here as well. Oh no. Xbox 360 now to the inside of the 71. Actually, no, he's not. Now he will be, though. 3 wide for 2 rows deep. Oh no. 4 wide. Oh. And there's the crash, and Happy World Peace is in it. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. Could have absolutely been worse. Let's take a look and then potentially finish this race off. Something I'd like to point out first here, Michael Wave gets turned here by Stacy, but he saves it and then gets a little piece of the crash. Good avoidance there by the 87, good save. Now let's look at what actually happened and then maybe finish this race off, hopefully in 1 overtime. Well, Happy World Peace was in it because they were 4 damn wide. The 36 just kind of comes up and they just all get collected in each other's mess here. Everybody actually does a very good job of avoiding Matt's involved. We'll look at Matt, and then we will go back green. Kumbaya. Taking a look at Matt, who's in the wreck, he's right next to I'm Afraid You Might Be in a Gang. The C's part, and then they don't, as Big Earn comes up the track. That's it. That's all that happened. Let's finish this bad boy off. Welcome back to this track, known as Atlanta Motor Speedway, where when they raced back, because they raced back and we didn't see it, the 2 car barely beat the 39. It was by 2/100ths of a second, and he's now in the control position. However, we know the outside has been launching great. Right here, though, you can see 4 drivers that will advance to the next round. The 2, the 65, the 11, and the 87. Now, it is also very likely, I don't think he'll be in frame at all. No, he won't. Melanoma as well in the 76, and I believe Ross Chestpain could but we'll have to check at the end of the race regardless. It is overtime. It is not the final lap. Ignore the goddamn ticker's lap count. And trust my words, as the 39 takes off and does not leave anybody in the dust because she needs some damn help, but nobody's helping her because she's the only Ford up here. There is literally only one other Ford in this entire group that can still actually win. Here comes the 2 car on the inside. The 11 of Corey Crime way down on the bottom. No help, goddamn. They're gonna make it back to the white. Yes, they will. This is it. This is the finish. Amber's been in this position before at Daytona. If the 2 car goes up in front, she could potentially go to the bottom. She's gonna have to pretty much right now if she wants to. Oh no! She won't be able to. Corey Crime on the bottom. He's gotta run. Oh my god, he's got a chance. He's gonna not get him. Detective Bluto Mind Pretzel's gonna win the race here at Atlanta. What a drive. 2 straight weeks of masterclass performance. And he is victorious. Holy cannoli. Now we've got to get cracking down on what is this playoff field going to look like for the final race of the season. Some people are doing an extra lap for fun. We'll be right back as we do the math. And, yeah. Well, let's take a look at the finishing results here today. The 2 car, Detective Blue Mind Pretzel, good for him to get today done. And finally get that win that actually felt like a win. Remember, the win at Pigs Creek didn't really feel that great because the race was ended early. And, you know, you'll have that sometimes. But now, 2 wins on the season for the 2 car. Corey Crime very close second, Amber third. This whole top 10, I'd say, was pretty good today. Bay Earn with a 14th place. And Ross Chestpain, by the way, with that 17th spot, will make it in to the championship round next race. So, next race, let's speak about that for a brief momento. Congratulations to the 2 car, Detective Bluto Mind Pretzel, Corey Crime in the 11, the 76 of Melanoma, the 65 of Wendy 44 the 4th, the 87 of Michael Wave, and the 45 of Ross Chestpain. They are the 6 drivers that will be going for the championship over 2 weeks from now. Highest finisher of those drivers wins it. There's no catch. That is it. And speaking of that's it, there's still more when it comes to the TOECAR side. So check out whatever's on screen, where they are. They're at the Todd Ring, actually, in the Goodies Trash series. They're here in the Cup series. And Kyrock at the date listed below. And yeah. Thank you all for watching once again. We are eating poop at the function. And we will also see you later. Oh my god. He made it. He dadgun made it. I sure hope SpongeBob's okay.